Fair use notice. This video may contain copyrighted material, the use of which has not been specifically authorized by the copyright owner. We are making such material available for the purpose of criticism, comment, review, news, reporting, which constitutes the fair use of any such copyrighted material as provided for in Section 107 of the U.S. Copyright Law. Notwithstanding the provisions of Sections 106 and 106A, the fair use of a copyrighted work for the purpose such as criticism, comment, review, and news reporting is not an infringement of copyright. Bear with me.
Greetings from the Ivory Coast. This is Matt Chat. It's Friday, 17th September. I went to work today, and I had heard some stuff about what's going on at the border. And I kind of dismissed it. You know, okay, great. You know, caravan, whatever. I did not realize that what's going on up there.
Sorry for the audio.
You were doing your job.
Terrible audio.
I'm going to play something for you. And it's only going to be audio. I'm not going to show you the video.
Links in the description.
Odyssey, Alex Jones. Links in the description for the actual video. It's pretty shocking, folks. Yeah, it's pretty shocking. So you're going to be able to hear this definitely.
Talked about how
I'm going to be commentating on this as well.
Back nobody, basically, but then lie and falsify and claim that 8 out of 10 were turnbacks. So he said they'd already had, as of then, this is footage our crew got here on your screen, ladies and gentlemen. It goes on for mile after mile after mile. There's only one point on the border. So this is the takeover of our society. This is the total domination of our border. This is the UN replacement migration. Now, this is now a wide open border that is no longer being controlled by any U.S. officials. Certainly not by Border Patrol, the Texas National Guard, Highway Patrol, or anyone else. And what that footage will show you as soon as we get it uploaded is hundreds upon hundreds of migrants walking from Mexico across the dam into the migrant camp. But more interestingly, which proves the concept that this is a wide open border, they're also walking back across into Mexico. They're uncontrolled both ways. So there you see the footage right there, right? It is just unbelievable. Hundreds upon hundreds of people crossing the dam and just walking into the camps. And then when they run low on supplies, those that have money just simply walk back across the dam into Mexico, go shopping over there, come back into the camp and sell those goods to their fellow Haitians in the camp. This is a completely unregulated, wide open border now.
I'm looking at a scene of issues.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us on this live Friday, September 17th worldwide broadcast. I'm your host, Alex Jones. We're going to be live here for the next 4 hours, as we are every weekday, simulcast on AM and FM, local cable and TV stations, and of course the internet, and banned on video at
Check out this link.
show.
I mean, really.
I am extremely shocked by what's happening at the Texas border. I mean, I knew that they were breaking the border. I knew that they hired the same man who worked for the EU, George Soros, who got hired 10 years ago to break Europe's border and set up the NGOs that bring people in by land and also by sea on the Zodiac boats, but also pay them to fly in to European countries and never leave. They are then clients of the non-governmental organizations of the UN. And I remember seeing Biden back in March of last year, full 6 months before the election, saying that if I get elected, immediately surge the border and come take over the United States. Well, they came wearing Biden outfits. They came wearing Biden campaign clothing, shirts and jackets and ball caps, and it was tenfold. The Border Patrol said any previous record surge they saw under Biden. Then 3 months ago, we had an exclusive interview with a Border Patrol agent. We blurred out his face, his identity. And he talked about how they are told to turn back nobody, basically, but then lie and falsify and claim that 8 out of 10 were turnbacks. So he said they'd already had, as of then, over 1 million people that they knew had come in, and up to 3 million to 4 million more that had gotten through, and that by the end of fiscal year, they were estimating 8 to 10 million just in the Texas border sector. Well, now in one bridge in Del Rio, Texas, and there's 20, 30 major bridges or more, there have been over 10,000 Haitians just yesterday. Now it's over 15,000, and they banned any drones with the technocracy, with the geofence they put up. The drones are pre-programmed. We were there with our drones. They suddenly wouldn't take off. The Fox News drones wouldn't take off. And the Border Patrol came and said, we put up a geofence under order of Biden. You can't, fly these. So we simply went to the Mexico side and got one up, and we were able to get footage that nobody else has. Last night, as the sun was setting, thousands more surging across the border and walking over a dangerous spillway in the Rio Grande, men, women, and children, because Biden 8 days ago said any Haitians that get here, we're going to not check their ID, not COVID test them, just bring them into the United States to sign them up for welfare and use them as a permanent underclass. We ran into Ted Cruz last night. Our crew got an interview with him. And more. So that's all coming up next segment. It is a 10.5 minute review that just went live at band.video, and we're going to make it the feature video, but it's an exclusive. Drone captures footage of a humongous, gigantic, new Haitian caravan slamming over the Texas border last night, and our crew is there now with no sleep, doing an amazing job. The skeleton crew is there doing an amazing job on the ground, getting even more insane footage as we speak. So this is ongoing. One of our killer guys, Strawberry, this weekend, another had his own podcast. He had to do last night. That's fine, I understand. We're just down to a skeleton crew. We sent 4 people down there. We're doing an amazing job. We need to hire more crew. We need to expand, but that's really up to you and your support, and I appreciate you all. But InfoWarsStore.com is bringing you all this information. Winter Sun, the highest quality vitamin D3. You're going to find out there for your immune system in your body is 50% off Winter Sun vitamin D3 at InfoWarsStore.
And in other news, I heard this on the radio. I listened to a popular conservative radio here in Cleveland, and well, it doesn't matter really. They're all over. We're getting 850 Afghanistans. That's what they said. So I can only speculate how many
where 20, 30,000 Haitians have slammed in. They're on other bridges. They're swimming across the river. Thousands are crossing on a spillway. They have shut down for over 10 miles in all directions. Now, last night was just about a mile. They have now shut down all over the place airspace so that drones can't fly. Now they don't want planes to fly. They don't want you to see the invasion. It's more out of control than the footage we saw in Europe as their borders were being smashed. Here's part of the 10.5 minute exclusive report that just went live at band.video that shows exclusive evidence of a new giant migrant alien invader caravan smashing into the United States. Here it is. I would, in fact, make sure that we immediately surge to the border. Those people are seeking asylum. They deserve to be heard. That's who we are. Our nation says if you want to flee, you're fleeing oppression, you should come. Months before the ill-fated 2020 presidential election, candidate Joe Biden took to the airwaves to tell his supporters and foreigners in other countries that if he won the election, to immediately surge the United States border. And you've now seen the exponential rise of giant migrant caravans from around the world traveling to Guatemala, then traversing from the south of Mexico all the way up to the Texas, California, and Arizona borders. This exclusive footage shot from the Mexico side of the border on the Rio Grande River is extremely important because it shows that as of last night, migrants from Haiti are still flooding across the Rio Grande River into the United States. On the morning of September 16th, 2021, journalists operating a drone from the Epoch Times was able to document the underway of more than 8,000 Haitian migrants lured here by Joe Biden's announcement 8 days earlier that Haitians that came to the southern Texas border would be allowed in. Once the footage went viral, Biden's administration went into overdrive and ordered the Border Patrol and the FAA to put up a geofence 1,000+ yards back so no media could get footage by drones or telephoto lens. But more caravans were coming, and they were coming to more places than just the Del Rio Bridge. That night, a mile away, our drone operators were able to capture exclusive footage of more than 2,000 Haitian migrants crossing the Rio Grande into the arms of the Border Patrol and the National Guard, who would then complete the smuggling process by taking them to the Del Rio makeshift bridge camp, then processing them onto buses to be released to the United States with no checking of their IDs or no COVID test. Globalism is a corporate takeover of the entire planet, not just of the nation states, but over our individual bodies themselves, in the words of Klaus Schwab. It is a scientific dictatorship. It is a new form of 21st century war. And at the heart of their takeover plan is replacement migration. It's on the United Nations' own website. A program, a plan to collapse the third world and then organize billions of desperate people to then invade the once powerful, rich Western world, not to empower the invading migrants, but to collapse those economies as part of a larger cloud and pivot strategy. Joe Biden is simply a minion carrying out this operation. And the same operation is being carried out in Europe as well as wealthy areas of Asia. Joe Biden's handlers are desperate to hide the truth of what's happening on America's southern border. Because if his treason is ever exposed, the American people will rise up together and put a stop to it. Ever watchful Texas Senator Ted Cruz was on the scene and gave the media critical information.
The answer is simple. That Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are absolute hypocrites. Those 10,000 people there, do you know how many Border Patrol is tested? 0. Not a one. They don't have the capacity to do that. And let me tell you something stunning that I learned tonight about why this happened. Because this is a man-made crisis. 8 days ago on September 8th, under that same bridge, there were between 700 and 1,000 people. That was what was coming a day. About 1,000, sometimes 1,100, but it would range between 700 and 1,100. Then, 8 days ago on September 8th, the Biden administration made a political decision. They announced that they were no longer going to fly deportation flights back to Haiti. 85% of the people under there are from Haiti. They're fleeing from Haiti. They announced they weren't going back. There were about 900 Haitians who were getting ready to board the flight. But the political operatives in Washington canceled the flights. Well, what happened? Those 900 people, they all pulled out their cell phones, and they emailed their friends, and they emailed their families, and they texted their friends and their families. That was 8 days ago on September 8th. Today, it's September 16th, 8 days later.
The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. Edmund Burke.
And Kamala Harris have said, we have open borders, come to Del Rio, and they will let you in. Everyone under that bridge is turning themselves in, and it's a political decision that Joe Biden put in tonight by simply following the law and saying, we are going to send people back to Haiti, which is what federal immigration law requires until Biden and Harris got off.
So it's grown to 50,000 now that we know of. I know. Terrible audio. Sorry. It's a recording of a recording of a recording. It's the voice of Ted Cruz.
September 16th, we're here in Del Rio, Texas, and right behind me over my shoulder, you can see the International Bridge, where currently 9,200 undocumented migrants are being kept from Haiti. It's important to note that the U.S. government doesn't want you to see this.
So did they just process
does not
800?
want you to see this. So as of this morning, they established a federal no-fly zone to make sure that news media cannot fly drones anywhere near this bridge to document these 9,200 migrants that are currently being kept in a camp underneath that bridge. Other news agencies, up until yesterday, were able to obtain some of that footage, and you'll see that footage here on our show. But as of this morning, the federal government has cracked down, and now are working actively to prevent the American people from finding out what's taking place on our border. Namely, that human waves, human caravans are slamming repeatedly into our southern border and completely overwhelming the U.S. Border Patrol, Texas Highway Patrol, local authorities, and the Texas National Guard that are here trying to stem the tide.
Checking their emails. We got food, we got water.
I'm trying to get footage all day of the migrants. A lot of amazing footage. Making sure a few minutes left of the Haitians outdoors at night by the thousands and thousands and thousands, sleeping in the dirt and rattlesnakes. This is footage our crew got here on your screen, ladies and gentlemen. It goes on for mile after mile after mile. There's only one point on the border. So this is the takeover of our society. This is the total domination
Checking their cell
of
phone.
our border. This is the UN replacement migration. Now,
Absolutely.
InfoWars has filed suit this morning against the FAA and Biden for this illegal attack on the First Amendment, blocking drones. You're the exclusive on that and a lot more, but we're fighting hard. We appreciate you keeping us in intact formation. It's your prayers, your financial support, your word of mouth that keeps us unified. So I salute you.
Definitely check out Alex.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just got off the phone with our reporter Ted Lowe on the ground in Del Rio, Texas, on the Mexico-Texas border.
They'll leave the link in the instruct.
Again, because of the no-fly zone of drones, we're foot into Mexico, and have got incredible footage of thousands more Haitians piling up and coming across. Now,
I haven't seen
they're
this
claiming in the news
anywhere
that
else.
they've shut down all the border checkpoints, they're letting anybody in, but that's not true. They're flooding in. They've got
Definitely not gonna see it on
bulldozers on the U.S. side, opening it up, hoeing up all the trees, just like they did in the Donna facility in another area of Texas. And they're building a giant complex there. So that's what our military and the Border Patrol is used for now, is continuing the smuggling process and completing it. That's their words of their union head a few months ago, not mine. They don't like it. It's illegal. Federal courts have ruled what Biden's doing is illegal, but he's still moving forward. Ted Cruz has come out. Senator Cruz was there last night. Our crew got him in an interview, and he was also on Fox News on Hannity and pointed out this is all illegal. He's in Articles Today. We've also filed suit. Media outlet files lawsuit to challenge FAA ban on drone footage at Texas border. I have filed suit to block that. We are in the fight. Exclusive drone captures second huge Haitian caravan smashing across Texas border from the Mexico side. That's how they were able to get it. Border Patrol to shut down all sector checkpoints as migrant border surge detention camps swells to 10,000. More like 20,000 now. This is old news. Biden regime bans drones from flying over Del Rio Bridge after Fox News, Epic Times, and others get the footage. Simply criminal. This is going on, and here's U.S. Senator Ted Cruz. This is illegal. Republican Senator blasts FAA decision. The ground drones filming Texas bridge border chaos. They don't want you to see the breaking of the border. They don't want you to see the replacement migration. You migration in great detail from the United Nations owned sites. The ADL want to arrest you. You say replacement migration. That is on their own program 2 years ago. United Nations document. We will tell you the plan and the takeover. MLO and crew have gotten no sleep. They left here yesterday about 1 p.m. These people this footage taken off from Epic Times. And they are now proving incredible. It's an island. Incredible footage you guys captured, Tim. Tell us what you went to Mexico.
Well, Alex, you were with me in McAllen, Texas, when we documented the crisis that was down there. And what I can tell you is what we saw in McAllen pales, absolutely pales in comparison with what we just saw in Del Rio, Texas. What we just witnessed here with our own eyes is basically a mini third world Haiti being reestablished on U.S. soil. We watched we watched thousands of migrants walking around the camp with babies. There's trash everywhere. They are going into the bamboo fields, cutting the bamboo fields down, and right in front of our eyes, building bamboo huts right there in the camp with trash just laying literally laying on the piles of trash. I've never seen anything like it here in the United States. Alex, you and I have traveled to Skid Row. We've traveled to homeless camps. We've traveled to other border locations. But I'll tell you, Alex, we've never seen anything like
nice looking tents they got there.
I've never seen anything like that. You guys are on your way back to Central Texas, or what's left of Texas. But you told me over the phone before you went live, you are incredible footage, even more amazing than what we've already exclusively posted in Infowars.com.
That's absolutely right. So we actually now have irrefutable proof. The Biden administration, the liberals, they're not going to be able to refute this because we have close-up zoom shots of the dam that goes across the Rio Grande River, where that proves that this is now a wide-open border that is no longer being controlled by any U.S. officials. Certainly not the Border Patrol, the Texas National Guard, Highway Patrol, or anyone else. And what that footage will show you as soon as we get it uploaded is hundreds upon hundreds of migrants walking from Mexico across the dam into the migrant camp. But more interestingly, which proves the concept that this is a wide-open border, they're also walking back across into Mexico. They're uncontrolled both ways.
Yeah,
so there you see the footage right there, right? It is just unbelievable. Hundreds upon hundreds of people crossing the dam and just walking into the camps. And then when they run low on supplies, those that have money just simply walk back across the dam into Mexico, go shopping over there, come back into the camp and sell those goods.
So they're in detention camps. They're not being
completely
let in per se. That's the part of
border now.
You're not saying it.
In addition to the wide open border, obviously, the U.S. taxpayer, the amount of money that this is costing the U.S. taxpayer is staggering. We watched truckloads of supplies with the entire flatbed trailers filled up with boxes from Home Depot being brought into the camp. They are bringing in styrofoam trays of food for these people, water trucks, EMS services. We saw migrants going down, as you saw in the footage last night, and EMS being called in to treat hundreds of these people that bring from a variety of maladies. And while we're talking about maladies, remember, and Ted Cruz confirmed this last night, not single of these 11,000 migrants is being tested for COVID. Not one single one. In the meanwhile,
That's crazy, man. These guys, I mean, they're doing the work, man. They're getting the signal out there. You're probably hearing about it in other other channels or whatnot, or maybe the mainstream media. I don't know. I don't watch mainstream media. I listen to the radio, and I listen to BitChute, YouTube. Mostly all I do is work.
Big censorship, Trump censored Senator Paul.
I got to work tomorrow.
Where he has science on saying natural immunity is many times better, which is a known fact. For the vaccine, he gets taken offline, and now we can't go show you this.
Right. Yeah.
If they ban a little drone in the sky, next they're going to try to ban our reporters there on the ground show you, which they tried to push people back a mile, but now there's so many agents everywhere. Our crew last night just walked up and showed you all this insane exclusive footage, and wait till they get back. In a few hours, we're going to have so much of that. All right, the last 30 minutes, our big headline went live at Infowars.com. We'll put it back on screen real quick. And it states the facts of what's happening, but that's the facts of just a few hours ago. Exclusive drone captures second huge Haitian caravan smashing across Texas border. But talking to Tim Enlow now and seeing the new footage from last night and this morning, and other footage they're going to be sending us as they're on the road, driving back the 3.5 hours from the border to Austin, where we're based. It's far worse. It's everywhere. It's all over the place. It's at border crossing everywhere. It's outside of the drone control zone. It's on the Mexico side. They're just milling in all directions a full-on invasion that Biden 8 days ago called for. Just like in March of last year, he said, if I win the presidency, immediately surge the border. No one's being checked for COVID. No one's being checked who they're with. No IDs. And the military is completing the smuggling process along with the Border Patrol. They're angry about it. We're not attacking them, but this is all illegal. At a certain point, Tim,
yeah.
I want your view on this because you've been in the National Guard, you know, a long time, you're 50-something years old, back when you first got in the military in the late 80s, and you've been in the Army, you've been in the Marines, you've been all over the world, you've been Blackwater, you've been State Department security, you've been at all, and a lot of other secret stuff. You've seen it, and you were telling me off there you've never seen anything like this, not in Afghanistan, not in Iraq. So in your words, this is the collapse of the border. Can you repeat what you were saying to me last night and this morning, and talk about where you think all of this is going to go? Because I mean, this is just the beginning. The world's going to see this now. But it's not just going to be in Latin America. It's going to be all over the place. They're already showing up in the thousands a week. Now it's going to be hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of the same guy that 10 years ago ran up until now the collapse of the European border. For the UN, he was hired by Soros to come in, and now by Biden, he's running the entire Texas sector. That's why it's the invasion point. This is an organized, multinational criminal takeover. Break down just a historical perspective on this, Enlow.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, looking at this and based on our experience, and we were talking about this, there is no way something like this on such a massive scale that can occur in a vacuum, or that can occur just by happenstance. This is organized. These people all have cell phones. We showed that to you. These people have the ability to recharge their cell phones, to have cell phone cards to pay for the services. They have supplies, fresh clothes, food, everything. And this is a journey that takes months for them. Months. So this is absolutely a UN-sponsored, Soros-funded invasion of the United States. And the goal is clear. We know what the goal is. It is absolutely replacement migration. There's no doubt about that. And anyone who disagrees with that, I challenge you to come to the border with me and see for yourself and tell me that this is not replacement migration.
And Jim, what they're doing now is, we're showing photos of this.
Yeah, this is terrible.
Both the Muslims coming in, the Hispanics coming in, and the Haitians are also just dumping their children off and leaving them in the bushes and never coming back. Just like we saw at Bagram Air Base with the women throwing their babies over the walls.
That's exactly right, right? In some of these cultures, children, quite honestly, are viewed as dispensable, right? They serve a purpose, whether that purpose is to eventually marry them off for profit, or, you know, whatever the purpose is. It varies from culture to culture. But what they don't have is the very close attachment that we in the West feel, right? The responsibility to stay with that child and even die for that child if necessary, right? We're just not seeing that, right? We're seeing abandoned children, and it's It's terrible to watch that. But again,
looking
the
so fun.
Biden administration wants this.
Well,
Take an article.
he
Listen to
has
this. They are helping with this. And, you know, we've got to stop this. We need more Americans out here standing up and standing against what is currently going on this border, because it's a travesty. All right, your incredible footage with the team is coming in. Be safe, and just really appreciate you guys. God bless.
Hey,
Thank you, Alex. Yes, folks, I mean, if you're a radio listener, you're not seeing this footage. It's banned out of video. It's in Free World News on TV. And that's why we're censored off the mainline internet. That's why you're being censored. That's why they're trying to block the press being there, because this is insane. Exclusive drone capture, second huge Haitian caravan smashing across Texas border. And we were able to get that from the Mexico side before they expanded the exclusion zone. Now you can't even do that. And so our guys went in on foot. And let me tell you, it is dangerous.
You will always have conspiracy theories.
So the rest of this is
very challenging public health.
shut up. So, wow. Oh, man, my reaction. Holy fucking shit. And this is my second time seeing it, and I'm still blown away. And, you know, just seeing it, it's nuts. I mean, you know, it's crazy. Replacement migration. That's what they're calling it. So, yeah, so this is some crazy shit I'm doing here. This is, you know, I'm I'm recording me, and I'm playing off my phone, which is above my computer, and then I'm going to turn around and record this whole freaking thing from my phone and upload it from there. So, you know, it's some old school shit, but hey, it works, right? So, damn. What the fuck? How do you fight that? You don't, you know, and the thing is, you know, I was about to go to bed. I gotta work in the morning. Oh, man. Yeah, I know, I gotta work on a Saturday. It's a half day, whatever. But I'll be fine. I just need coffee. I drink this. It's crazy. But anyway, let's get back to this shit. Haitians, man. The thousands, tens of thousands. Who knows how many now? You know, this
Last count was 50,000. 50,000.
And my friend at work was telling me about it. He said he's seen footage of it on, you know, I guess Fox News. You know, and I'm sure they just kind of blurted it out there. I don't know what's Fox News. But, yeah, this was as far as logistics are involved, you know, these folks are well-fed, well-rested, they're well-equipped, you know. I mean, they got tents, they got nice fucking tents.
Some of them.
Most of them are just laying on the ground. You know, they had a piece of cardboard where they got a bedroll. I mean, they're
it's hot in
nice
Texas.
Clothes, good shoes, well fed. There was a few people I've seen that was.
I guess that's why they're under the bridge, right?
Like all wrapped it up, bandaged up, and
hide from the sun.
Next to them. A lot of kids, babies. They showed the footage with the little thing where this it's like 6-year-old girl and a toddler was in a baby carrier, in the reeds, on the banks of the Rio Grande, with a note saying, you know, please help my kids. They're safe, by the way. They found them. Border Patrol. But, you know, this went. It goes from. And the thing that gets me is the Border Patrol, the National Guard, the Sheriff's Department, all of them are now in the process of dealing with. You know, they were enforcing the border. I guess they still are enforcing the border. They got them mostly in detention camps. And they're dealing, you know, processing them that way. I can't speak to that, but what I can speak to is that, holy fucking shit, there's tens of thousands of Haitians at the fucking gates. You know, underneath that international bridge. You guys ever been, you know, in Mexico, you know, the international bridge?
The drunken walk of shame.
But it's basically their own humanitarian duty. You know, there's cases of water, water buffaloes everywhere. There's you know,
I keep dropping my
ambulances
stick.
everywhere. There's hunters.
Sorry.
All these immigration running around talking about. Everybody's got guns. The military and whatnot. They're all kitted up, you know, doing their thing. But they're being nice. There's no rioting or anything. There's no, not that I see. Is there violence? I don't know. Maybe. But it looks like these guys are just invading, replacement migration. And it's something that works. They've been doing this. You look at Paris. Look at France. You know, they just inundated them with Muslims. And the problem they have. But our country is a little different, isn't it? We're you know, the demographics of this country is such that we can absorb a lot of different, you know, ethnicities, people from other countries. And hell, that's what we are. Yeah, sure, 70% of us are white and German, German descent. You know, most Germanic, whatever. But there is still a lot of, you know, ethnic, you know, groups here, and we all get along fine. You know, there's ethnic groups that don't get along with each other, with themselves. But you know, I can see, and this has happened throughout the course of our history. I mean, really it has. But different is that this is a actually well-calculated thing coming from the outside of our country, a plan to circumvent and invade and take over and run us down, and it's being, you know, Trader Joe is facilitating it from the top of our executive chair, if you will, the one that, you know, the president of the chair, the chairman of the board of the United States of America, this regime of his. I was just gonna go to bed and not even think about this, but I've seen this and like flashing, clickbait, I guess. Holy fuck, I'm going away. You know, holy fucking shitballs. You know, this is crazy. You know, my heart goes out to those guys on both sides. You know, I can't be mad at the Haitians because they were told to come over. Yeah, all of them. It's okay. We're not deporting, and we're going to fund you. We're going to fund your exodus. You know, out of Haiti, which, you know, Haiti's pretty bad. Check it out. Look up Haiti. Yeah, it's pretty fucking bad. The country is split down the middle. Yeah. You get the haves and the have-nots. Or actually, you get that. Yeah, the haves and the have-nots.
The Dominican Republic. An absolute paradise.
The Clinton Foundation.
And then Haiti.
Raising all that
An absolute shithole.
Keeping it all. But, yeah, right. So, it's crazy. It's crazy. You know, hey, if it helps the Haitians, you know, those people, they made it all the way here.
My plane,
you gotta
my
do
boat.
something there. What do you do? What do you do? I mean, do you just close your borders? Yeah, it works. But when you've got the head honcho, you know, at the top going, hey, y'all, come on over, let's go, come on over. Oh, and funding it, actually funding it, and having outside, you know, resources being dedicated to this, you know, it's crazy. So, yeah, and you know, those men and women, and you heard it, their unions, the immigration unions and all that, they're being told, giving orders, and they're following the orders, but they don't like it. You know, so it's only a matter of time before they go, what the fuck? This ain't right, you know? That's my only hope. So, yeah. I'm going to end it here. I thought it was very important to get this down. Now I have to record this and send it out. So, it's been Mad Shad. Very, very tired Mad Shad. Encourage you all to continue to train, continue to prep, and you know, think about some things. I'd like to go see these Afghans that just came in.
Currently 11 o'clock.
There's a lot of ethnic Middle East ethnic here. You got the Sikhs. They walk around with their knives. We've got some Muslims, and everybody's got their beads, whatever they call those things. They own businesses, and they've been running businesses here and living in communities here for a long time. So it's just a thing. There's a mosque right down the street from me. Very nice one. Okay. And EMS is just pulled up. So now we just got a lot of old folks here. Some of which I know. So I'm going to end it here. Don't be a nosy neighbor. Smoke a cigarette on my balcony and see what the fuck's going on. Yeah, this is the Mad Shad. Encouraging you guys to gather the intel. It's definitely mad word. But hey, I still have hope. If this is the worst they have to throw at us, I was going to do a video about peaceful non-compliance. I still might. Go from there. So, this is Mad Shad. Good night. Remember, never forget, there's Americans still trapped in Afghanistan.